of the Dirty Dive podcast. I'm sorry, I forgot to say I'm eating cheese like a fucking idiot. I do apologize.
Just eating some Kraft singles straight out of the bag.
I'm just a simple man. I like my cheese and I like my podcast. That's all.
Yeah, we got a vegan cheese and it's actually really good. So I don't know if anyone out there wants to eat cheese without knowing that you're letting some cow get molested. If that tickles your fancy, you should try some vegan cheese. It's not bad.
Interesting. Somebody. What was that person? Fuck. Let me pull it up here. I forget their name. In chat, but it's one of the people that's been watching us forever.
Mm-hmm.
On Discord, Vaseline Cats is the name, and I know their name, but I can't think of it now because I'm an idiot. Anyway, they asked me about like the fucking chicken nuggets and chicken that are like vegan substitutes and like the meat substitute stuff. And I see that's actually progressing along pretty well right now.
Did we bring that up at some point?
I have no clue.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Vaseline Cat, for the update on chicken nuggets version. I'm glad to know that we're getting there.
Have you ever tried one of those, like at KFC or one of those other places where they had the meat substitute version of their burger patties or whatever?
No, I'm not going to KFC and then not getting myself a chicken. Hi, your Kentucky Fried Chicken. What do you got that's plant-based for me today?
So you're known for your your unethical creation of this fantastic fried chicken. Well, you know what? How about I try your different formula over here? Yeah, that just sounds dumb. Listen, I go to KFC for some fine ass gravy on top of my fried chicken, so I can have a heart attack at the end of the day. That's what I want.
Yeah, Burger King, show me your fucking calamari selection. I'm ready for something new today. I know you don't serve calamari. You better find some though.
Dude, I had I hate vegetables, as you know, and I've somehow survived without consuming any for quite a long time. Pretty much, yeah. But I had this tortilla that was spinach based. It was made out of that, but it was made to taste like a normal tortilla, but it was green. I was skeptical. I tried it. Taste the same as regular tortilla, and I was like, well, maybe I could get onto this. So I tried cauliflower, right? Mashed potatoes, like their version, like the ones that cauliflower has made up, in their neck of the woods,
Mm-hmm.
Terrible, god awful. Would not recommend it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I like cauliflower, but I don't think it's a great substitute for chicken. I've had cauliflower hot wings.
What?
Granted, I tried to make them myself, and it was my first time. Not very good. Surprisingly, also used the wrong kind of flour. Used wheat flour, trying to be too healthy, and then it just came out like shit, and then I ended up getting Taco Bell, which kind of set me back a step anyway.
Damn. So is the cauliflower like the breading, or like how does that factor into transforming into a chicken?
You take a piece of cauliflower, a little, chunk of it or whatever, the bumpy kind, and then you dip it in you flour it, and then you fry it up.
My God.
It's supposed to be like a boneless chicken wing.
That sounds like something the South would do. Yeah, you just dip that thing into the fryer and
you take the cauliflower, and it's all nutritional benefits. If it don't hurt me, I ain't eating it.
That's like, dude, that reminds me of that time I saw somebody, fucking some kind of show in, it's some kind of random, like, restaurant or just place to eat in the South. And, they're deep frying fucking Snicker bars.
I can't even do that. I'm a fucking hypocrite. I have a deep fried Twinkie in my fridge that I just, like, glanced at, like, yeah, wouldn't that be cringe?
Well...
I'll eat one of those pieces of shit. It's not that I love them or anything.
Yeah, that I could. That's a little bit too far for me too. Is the deep frying of the Snickers bar? Snickers in itself is just good. Why would you even want to do that? And then I see on TikTok, there's a
Where are you on TikTok?
Great question. I was on another site that hosted a TikTok video because of how absurd this is. So it's worthy of being discussed, right?
Right.
bitch is dipping her chicken nuggets in milk
Okay.
and eating it.
That's our check-in with the TikTok versus that white women, right? Is it a white woman?
It is a white woman, yes.
What do you know? When the chicken's not inoffensive enough, we got to dip it in something white so I feel more comfortable.
And, you know, I think the chicken was also like a vegan substitute or something like that. So it wasn't like a real chicken nugget. It was like
the milk a vegan substitute?
I don't know about the milk. Yeah. Well, you
guys got to make better arguments. This is not good enough.
You know, I did try almond milk. Is that like a vegan substitute for milk?
Yeah, pretty much. I like almond milk. I'm also a fan of coconut milk.
Almond's not bad. I don't think I've tried coconut. See, I'm not too big on that. But also, I don't drink a lot of milk just because, you know, my body just won't. Yeah, just not good. It won't digest it quite well, you know.
That's the same for me, folks. This is a lactose intolerant podcast. I think we mentioned that never before, but now you know something about each of us. Milk, not comfortable.
No,
it's not a great digestion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're a kid, maybe it's cool, but not now. But,
you know, when you're a fucking baby and you're supposed to drink.
Maybe when you're a fucking child, it'll be fine. Yeah. But hey, grown adults don't think so, pal.
Yeah, the rest of the world doesn't drink milk either. Like, only in America are we doing this, like, I need some cow milk. Baby needs Milkies now. No, baby doesn't need Milkies, and you're not a baby. You're 36.
Speaking of Milkies, have you heard about all the people going crazy about the Resident Evil 8 game that just came out, and the big vampire lady with the big ass honkers?
Yeah, the big 8-foot tall bitch with the triple G breasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of that, but I don't know what to make of it. Is it good? Is it bad? Should we sexualize vampire women? Flex, back to you.
Even women are doing it, so I think, you know, when you get the white women on board, it you know,
that is true. They are pretty much the final arbiter. What do the white women think?
Well, you know, the worst case scenario, if everything goes bad and it's like, this is not okay, it's not acceptable, you could blame it on the white women. So that's how I usually look at these things.
Exactly. I just went to a rally this weekend, and I was
white woman rally.
Yeah, and I said, stop sexualizing the sexy vampire lady from and people were like, this is the Black Lives Matter rally, can you leave? And I said a few words that I regret. And they ripped my sign and threw me out. So I'm going to stick to microphone work.
Typical that those savages would, you know.
As soon as you try to bring in another cause that's just as worthy of stop sexualizing the sexy vampire lady, everyone freaks out.
I mean, who's to say what's more important at this point, I think.
It's time to join the alt-right.
That's a pipeline. I actually had a great idea. This is not related to what you just said, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great idea of a maybe a future episode, or where we could just alter this into this podcast, or we could just ignore it and not do it. But 3 great choices there.
Yeah, really.
So I was thinking, like, man, you know, I think it would be kind of cool, and I don't know if anybody else does this, and I don't care, but what if, like, you know, one of us decides each week, like, hey, why don't we both try and play through and beat this game? And then on the podcast, we talk about what we like and don't like and kind of riff on it or do this and that. It kind of suggests games that, like, we like and want to see the other person go through, and then we play it through again. And I wonder if that may be a good idea or if it's a waste of time. Also, a week is a little bit too hard. Maybe, you know, once every 2 weeks or maybe once a month. You know, maybe that could be a thing. I'm spitballing live right now. I just realized podcast ideas.
That's all right. That's kind of what the whole podcast is. We stopped keeping a Google Doc after, like, 3 episodes. There's no subject lines. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to that. I think monthly is probably the best speed because all the games I'm going to recommend to you are going to be like, I got to level 4 and that was it. Like,
well, especially since, like, I think most of the games, I know some of the games you play, you used to, I don't know if you still do, but I know I remember you liked a lot of older RPGs. And
Banjo-Kazooie, older RPG. Oh, yeah. I mean, Banjo-Kazooie, that's probably the one that I would pitch to you to try and get as far as you could, because that's actually like a quick game.
Yeah.
I think I told you once I was able to beat it in just 6 hours.
Oh, okay, Mr. Speedrunner over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it in one day, and I was talking to my grandma on the phone, and I was just like, I was just like, this is pretty chill right now. It's actually really relaxing.
I love that. Like you're like, yeah, I could probably fit this in with my talking with Grammy time.
All right, Grandma, hit me up. What you got? Mad Monster Mansion, but don't say anything too surprising, because if I fuck up, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, I think because I was thinking of this one game that God, I was gonna okay, all right, just to ruin like any possibility of this being the future. Maybe we'll still do it. I don't know, but there's this game, right? I don't know if I told you about it. It's called Saga Frontier 2. Have you heard of it?
I've heard that word.
So
Is that a good start?
yeah, uh, so it was made by like Square during the PlayStation era, and there's obviously Saga Frontier 2, or the first one, and then there's the second one. Nobody really talks about the second one. Weird combat system. I'm not really big on it, but the reason I picked it up, I don't know how I got the game. I had it when I was like younger in teenage years, and it goes through this story of this guy named Gustav, I think, Gustav. I
Foreigner.
can't pronounce anything.
Yeah.
But basically, this is the start of the game, right? And you get to choose like 2 or 3 different storylines of different people, and you kind of go through their lives. And Gustav is like a really, you actually go through his whole life. So it starts at the beginning. He's born. He's actually born. His father is the king of a nation, and there's this ritual they go through where they like detect how much like magic he has in his body. And like everybody pretty much has magic in them, and the royal line always has magic in them. And so when the day comes, he picks up the sword that detects magic, and there's not a single bit of magic energy in him. Bless you.
Sorry, that was my magic leaking out.
So the king kicks him out and kicks out the mom because the mom's like, "What the fuck you doing?" And he's like, "Fuck you, bitches! Like you this isn't my legitimate child because he doesn't have magic in him, right?" So they're living out in the slums now. He grows up like as this disgraced former prince, and like when he's on the way out of the city or the kingdom, like everybody's like, "You worthless, good for nothing," all this shit.
Yeah.
So it gets brought up in that way, and he starts becoming a bully when he's a teenager. He doesn't have any magic. Everybody else is really able to use it around him, except like a couple of people that are like basically the peasants of the game. And eventually what happens is that like a light switch turns when his mom dies, and he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna fucking do something about it." He becomes a apprentice for a blacksmith and gets a steel sword. He makes a steel sword because nobody else in the kingdom does it because they have magic, so they don't need to. So he's like, "Fuck that! I can't like beat people up with like a wooden spear. I'm gonna make me a big ass sword." Motherfucker does it. Goes out there, starts like he takes over this kingdom, beats out his former like younger brother that took over the kingdom when he got older, and he fucking takes out his younger brother, and his younger brother when he gets him on the ground, Marbles, he's got him there with like his general, and he's like, "So it's been a long time since I seen you," and his brother doesn't say anything to him because he just thinks he's filth because he doesn't have any magic or anything. And Gustav's like, "Don't want to talk to me because I'm a good for nothing, huh? Well, I got nothing left to say to you." Turns around, he tells his general, "Take care of this." Turns around, walks away, and then his little brother's like, "You good for nothing, you good for nothing." And then the general whoosh, chops his head off. And it's just it is the coolest story you ever seen, because like Gustav is like kind of going against this whole like no magic in them, and like the whole world revolves around it. Even the stupid trees and bugs in the world have magic in them.
Flies have magic.
Yeah, and he doesn't have it, and everybody's like, "You're basically useless if you don't have it," and yet like he rises above and finds a way to do it, and like it's this cool story I like. And that's what I thought, like, man, we should like have a series where we talk about like a game that we play through.
I'm into that. I don't really care. With the main thrust of the podcast is if we're talking about something that was fun or whatever, I'm down. And I think the audience can also, I don't know, maybe once we get more than like a couple commenters or whatever, we could do like a straw poll of I don't know, if we both play a game we never played before, something like that. But I think there's potential in that, so I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna do it, folks that are listening. So don't hold us to this.
We're not gonna listen, but you could vote, I guess.
we still gotta put out merch. I mean, hey.
Yeah, buy the merch. Buy them. It's a T-shirt with a poll on it, and you could walk around stores and ask people what they think.
What does this mean? What
you guys ever seen the Dirty Dive podcast? Be like, who are you? And they pull out a gun because you're in the South.
Well, that sounds like the devil speaking right there, boy.
Dirty what? But I was thinking that game that you were talking about, Romancing Saga. Is that it?
Romancing Saga?
It's Saga something.
It's Saga Frontier 2.
Saga Frontier 2, yeah. Magic bugs, like, I was just thinking, you ever been in a picnic with your bitch, and then a bunch of ants come up and they start using Thundaga over and over again on your food, and you just, like, you get you both die? The ants out here be using Ultima. Don't go to Florida, folks.
Well, I imagine ants using fire just because, like, there's fire ants, Yeah. So but yeah.
Fucking butterfly made a wind vacuum, cut my son's throat. He's dead. There's some high-level bugs out here. We gotta go home.
Picnics ain't what they used to be anymore. God.
Been walking around the store without my mask, casting bio at everyone constantly. A smelly breath blows. One of your family members will die.
Isn't there? What was that Final Fantasy? It's like Marble or whatever, and it uses bad breath as an attack.
It just does everything to you at once.
Yeah, it confuses you, blinds you. God damn, that breath is bad. I can't see.
Ooh, that is quick. That's what it is. It's just your characters like, attack them, and they're like, "Holy, that's bad!" They're just like waving in front of their face the whole time. Fucking focus, Cecil. My name is Cecil.
Hoo-wee, boy.
Hoo-wee, that's Matt. Everyone starts talking like that at once.
Oh my god. Yeah, so that at the real untapped market right there, a Southern RPG. I think the closest we probably got is like that's not even close, that fucking Lisa game. Not even close, but like that would be the closest I could think of. It's just a bunch of fellers out there looking for some porn magazine. That's why it's close to the South, Typical.
Yeah. I have the means. We get a crowdfund going. Smelly, burpy, farty Southern RPG game. I can make it.
Speaking of games, shout out to Dingle Duty. Completed your game with the original characters.
Ooh.
I think I mentioned this to you, and I said, I think during the podcast, I was like, I wonder if it's possible to do this, and they went out and do it. So props. First off. Good job to you.
Yes. The original cast, do you mean like Mitch, Gage, Nate, and John?
No, the people that can only get to level 10. So like the
Ooh.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking strong in the second game.
Well, I was having trouble.
Yo, geez. I still think you went through it pretty smoothly. I was actually thinking that I should have made things a little harder at certain points.
Well, I think it was because I needed the like the psychic autism abilities, and I don't think the original cast had them or something like that, and that was why I was like, I needed to change one or two of them, so that's why I did that at first. Yeah.
Yeah. Original Mitch has a hurt and stuff like that, which are autism.
Oh, that's right. Because I stopped using original Mitch for some reason at the beginning, and I don't fucking know what I was doing. Listen, folks. I'm not a Let's Player for a reason, obviously. Okay.
Don't do a full-on physical team in Sinister 2. That's my advice. Gotta have some mages.
Can't put all your eggs in one basket, folks. Not a good move.
The ghosts will annoy you.
Have you played any good games recently?
Hmm. Yeah. So, I'm up to Dragon Warrior 4 now, and
How the hell
um,
have you not played every one of those games? I feel like every time I talk to you, you mentioned like you either played one of the games or you, or you played a game like Dragon Warrior.
so that's pretty much all I play at this point.
Not to
Because like,
call out your
no, no,
Dragon Warrior expertise, but
yeah, it's fine. Sometimes I'll just like restart. I'll be like, I should start from one again. But I just finished three like a week ago, and I'm like a couple hours into four, and then next is five, six, seven, eight, and then I don't know if I'm gonna play through nine and stuff. But that's what I've been doing. How about you? You're usually the one playing like all the interesting Steam games and like the new stuff. I always play like the same few things.
well, I was playing through Final Fantasy 14. I was dabbling a little into that. That is the MMORPG. Um, and I was a white mage because in an MMORPG, you got three caricatures, right? Three
Hmm.
types of players in a dungeon, basically, which is like your tank, your DPS, and your healer. And I
Yeah.
made the smart decision of choosing the easiest option out of those three, which happens to be the healer, because all I do is I heal the tank. I don't heal the DPS. I barely heal myself. I heal one person on the team, and I just monitor their healing or their HP. Outside of the tank, where they have to know like aggro, where to place the enemy, blah 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 blah. Don't care. DPS. Oh, you gotta hit this thing over there, then do this, and then not kill these people first before this one. Stuff the game doesn't even tell you. Fuck that
Yeah.
bullshit. Healer, just heal the tank. Got you.
And everyone has to listen to you.
Yes.
Because you'd be like, no heal. Okay, I guess we're all gonna die then because you were disrespectful. So we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah, I see. I did that in WoW.
Yeah.
The Final Fantasy community is a lot nicer. They're really nice people for some reason. I think it's because there's a lot more girls in that game, or weebs. Yeah, and
I need me a big 500-pound bitch who plays whatever it is.
that's very true. But I feel like that may be part of the reason. But yeah, it's there's no issues I've had with the people in Final Fantasy 14, which is great. So,
Yeah.
and outside of that, I play. I'm starting my yearly playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics. So,
Excellent. Yeah, I also have yearly playthroughs. I usually play Link to the Past, the Zelda game, annually.
oh yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
finished that game.
it's really fun. I mean, there's like a kind of low point where you get to the Dark World and it's like, whatever. But it's still really fun.
Yeah, I got to the Dark World and then to switch it over. I think I did one dungeon past that point, and then I kind of lose interest after that point. But I really
Yeah.
got to finish it. I think the only Zelda game I don't think I finished a Zelda game. I got pretty far in the one on the 3DS. That's like it's not a remake of A Link to the Past, but it's like a reimagining of it. Have you played that game?
No, I've only played like the one. I think no, yeah, Majora's Mask was the furthest one I beat, and Twilight Princess was the furthest one I played, but I didn't beat it.
Yeah. So that one on the 3DS was really good because it was like it was very much like the same overworld, and it's a 2D aspect, and it plays almost exactly like the A Link to the Past. And I think
Is it the one with the train?
no, that's the original DS. It was like
Oh.
that looked like the that
I
Wind
like
Waker
that.
style.
I don't know if our market's autistic enough for Zelda. Let's add a train.
Well, they
That'll make
got
it.
Thomas the Train in there, yeah.
Yeah. Tell him the train, and you could just like do math on the train as the train brings you to the next dungeon.
Oh, actually, I played a lot through the Wind Waker remake.
Oh, I played Wind Waker too. That was really good.
That one, yeah, I really like that one actually. Especially the remake. They did a lot of good stuff in there. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I never played the remake.
Yeah, the one on the Wii U.
Yeah, I've only played the GameCube one.
Yeah, the remake, they cut down on a lot of time wasting shit, I've heard, and that like when you're doing the wind
You don't
change.
spend an hour and a half sailing from island to island.
I think they cut down on that too. There might be some kind of teleportation bullshit or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no clue, but it wasn't a drag for me, and I lose interest very easily. I have ADD, so that was good for
Me
me.
too. I'm like either like 5 minutes in, I'm like, this is garbage. I hate it. Or I'm like ultra locked in. It's like I should just play the whole series.
Yeah, you know man. See, the Dragon Warrior series is I actually like that too. I don't think I beat the first one, although I got really close. I think I really like the second one, and
Really, that's like the fucking most brutal one.
the second one.
Yeah, dude. You talking about the NES version or a different one?
Well, I usually play like the SNES or was it the
Oh, okay. Yeah,
GBA
those
remake?
were a lot more balanced. Those were a lot, but still, the second game is pretty fucking hard. Like on whatever system you play it on.
Well, I grind the shit out of my character. So when I
Yeah.
get to like the first character you can recruit on there, like my guy's like level, I don't know what he is, like 8 or something
Yeah.
weird.
But
Um,
yeah, it's like a good range for that. Yeah.
yeah, so I just grind the shit out of them, and I enjoy it, especially if I'm playing it on an emulator, and then it's like I can just speed up everything.
Yeah.
I liked that one so much. I bought a replica cart of the
Oh.
Dragon Warrior 1 and 2. They were selling it somewhere, and I bought it. And of course, I don't have it anymore, but I like had it so where I could play it on like that Super Nintendo third party bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm really into those games. I tell
Well,
you, I don't know if you're a fan of the remakes, but
I am, and I only play the NES or I play the original version of each because I kind of want like the closest idea of what it was like to actually play it. But I've never played a bad remake. I think the first one I beat was like a remake of the first one, and yeah, it just didn't take as fucking long as the NES one because they literally doubled the experience on all the enemies. So it was just more efficient. It wasn't like
yeah.
way easier. It just didn't take 5 hours a day of grinding
Yeah.
to get level 21 to beat the game or whatever.
Well, hey, just speaking of grinding, dude, before this morning I watched because I remember this in the back of my head. I was like, there was a guy that did a level 99 grind on Final Fantasy VII in the first reactor that you blow up. Have you heard of that?
No, but I've seen shit like that. I've seen like Dark Souls level 700 at the Asylum.
So, like, have you played Final Fantasy VII?
No, I actually want to though. I'm at the end of 4, and once I beat that, I think I'll jump right to 7.
So yeah, so 7, like this is the very beginning of the game, and like there's like there's like a whole backstory to it. There's a YouTube covering it because there's like all this drama because it was like posted on a forum. One person did it, and then they stopped doing it when they got to like level 55, and then this
Yeah.
other dude was like "fuck you" and started doing it himself, and then he actually got to it, but it took him like a year or two to get there. And so everybody, like, when he gets to level 50, they're like, oh man, you're like halfway there. And then the people are like, no, he's actually 16% of the way there.
Yeah, the way levels get exponentially higher, it's like ridiculous. It's like
Yeah.
you're closer to level, I don't know, 1 when you get to level 75 than you are to level 99.
Yeah, that was the word. Like, he said 525 hours just to get to that point.
Dude, his dad just comes home every day. So did you put in those applications for work? Yeah, Dad, I put them in. How's your friends doing? Oh, Dad's just so loud. Meet any girls? No, Dad. I'm grinding in Final Fantasy VII.
You could be grinding bitches, you know.
525 hours could have been for college credit. That's probably a degree.
Dude, it's funny because like they go over the guy. I watched the YouTube video where they're covering like the backstory behind the guy that was doing it, and
Yeah.
and he was on level 60 or 70 when he got like injured on the job, and so like
You're
that
on the job.
like not the job as in the video game, but like his actual
Oh.
work.
Hell, my job.
Yeah, and so like he had like some issue with his shoulder or back, and then a month later he had surgery, and then he was on workers comp, and so like he was at level 80 when he started workers comp, and at the end of his worker comp days, I don't know how long it was, but like that's when he finally got to level 99 because he says it on like the video where he gets to level 99, the live stream, and I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, I spend my worker comp days resting up and putting in some work. I was like,
Dark Cloud, no rest for you.
And one of the things was I think Barrett dies in
Yeah.
in the playthrough that he does, and I think like you can't really get like a Phoenix down or find a way to like cure him. So like he spends a long time like where he can't revive Barrett, and it's just Cloud alone.
And that really makes. I am a loner. I'm a soldier, dude. I'm level 99 before I've purchased my first Phoenix thing.
I just it's funny, but it's like, man, that shit is like ridiculous that somebody actually went through it. It's funny when like you get to level 30 and you're like, dude, that's kind of funny that you're doing that. But yeah, give us some updates. But then the guy's like, yeah, well, I got to 40 the next day. It's like, dude, okay, you're kind of obsessed now. Like this is
Yeah.
there's no reason to do this.
Yeah. I had the opposite problem in 4 because I got to the I don't know if you played 4 or whatever. I got to the moon, which is the last level, and everyone's like, yeah, the lunar caves where you fight Zemus aren't really that bad or whatever. Just you're around level 68, level 70. I'm like, I'm level 49. How the fuck? First of all, how did I even get this far? Secondly, you can't just throw. Yeah, you're 20 levels higher, right? I'm like, no.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like you
Which
get to the first day of school and they're like, all right, pull out your red, blue, green, and yellow folder. It's like, what? And they're like, oh, you don't have that? It's like, I didn't know I needed to.
But first off, no Final Fantasy game should have you above like level 55 at the end. I've never played a Final Fantasy game where that is the requirement.
Dude, people are
Seven, 8, 9, 5. I'm pretty sure 6 is in that same area. And I don't know about any of the other ones where the levels actually matter, or they keep track of it in a normal way. But like Final Fantasy IV should not have you there, especially when people say all the time Final Fantasy IV is an easier game. It's an easy game in the series.
First of all, maybe I'm a retarded or I'm only good at Dragon Quest. I didn't feel like, oh, this game's a fucking breeze. Like, I died plenty of times. I got annoyed. I see, how do you beat Zeromus? I'm level 85 and I can't beat Zeromus.
I've never played through that game. I tried doing it, but I lost interest. But it never came across to me because I got to like level 20 in the story or something. It never came across to me that I was like, wow, this is real easy. I don't know who said that, but those people are like, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of like the 3DS remake or something. But I heard that Final Fantasy IV was like easier, and that was bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it was because Pro Jared was like, Final Fantasy IV is an easy game for babies. It's like, oh.
Yeah, well he fucks babies, so
Yeah, you fuck babies. You probably know better than I would. Would a game, then why am I having a hard time, Pro Jared?
Yeah, Pro Jared. What kind of pro is this bastard?
Pro Jared, more like Snob Jared, you fuck.
But didn't you say you played Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, I did. I didn't beat it because I actually lost interest.
Oh, damn.
After the caveman part, I'm like, all right, I don't know. Something just happened. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Dude, I played through a good portion of that. I actually really enjoyed it. That's one of my favorite games I played that are like an older game that I didn't play in the past, and like I gave it a chance. So like there's no nostalgia attached to it, is basically what I'm saying. And I'm like, yeah, this is a good game. I said that better than Final Fantasy VI, better than so many other Final Fantasy games and every other game out there. I feel like that game's amazing. And you don't have to grind in it.
Yeah, no, there's really no grinding. I've never grinded.
And I played through it on the Super Nintendo. Like I actually had the cartridge. And yeah, because I was bougie at the time.
Yeah.
And that thing fucking level 55, right? And I'm somewhere in the story. It must have been late. And something happens to the Super Nintendo. And I turn it back on. My save file is ruined. I'm like, fuck this. I stopped playing.
Thank you. Your own photo.
This is what I get for playing legitimately. I'm pirating everything.
Dude, I bought a so okay, the other day, I think I've made it pretty clear I like Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest. So I try to get the cartridges when I can because they're pretty rare, except Dragon Warrior 1. That's like $1. because they used
Yeah.
to give it out for free with Nintendo Power because no one wanted it. Then Dragon Warrior 2, you check the market, it's like $58. Like, okay, you're not even that fun. I just literally play you because I like the series. Dragon Warrior 3, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. I'm not even VW3 NES price. Let's look at this shit because it gets fucking stupid quickly. $114.97.
Oh.
Yeah, and then then I go to the flea market the other day. And I go into the little section. I'm like, oh, cool, you got Dragon Warrior 4 for the Nintendo. How much? He's like, $180. No, it was like $400 fucking dollars. I'm like, all right, you know what? Okay. So I went on Chinese eBay and I bought the flash cart that has 9 Dragon Warrior games on. I don't know how the fuck they got not. There aren't 9 NES Dragon Warrior games. But I just bought the pirate cartridge because it's like, all right, I don't know what else to do then.
Dude, did they release all of those in the US?
Yeah, but they didn't release a lot because they kept selling really badly.
Okay. Because I was wondering why. Because the place I bought the replication cards for the Dragon Warrior 1 and 2 remakes, I was trying to wonder why. Because like they don't make replication cards at the place I bought it from unless like they never got a release in America or something weird like that. So I was trying to figure out like why I had that, but
yeah,
maybe the remakes weren't released in America on the Super Nintendo.
I don't know. Yeah, it gets weird at that point because I don't know.
I bought a ROM hack that was put into a cartridge for like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
I like that shit. That's cool. Where it's just like, I'll just make my own Nintendo game, dude. Yeah. This is called Legend of Zelda Garfield to the Past. It's just Link's sprite replaced with Garfield.
Those mods, like, there's probably an actual mod that's like that too.
No, I've played it.
Yeah. I know they have one in fucking Minecraft. That I know they do because they had a creepypasta associated with it. I was like, you've got to be kidding.
You're O'Brien?
No, it's like a Garfield. It's an actual Garfield, but it's like the satanic one that eats people. It's like that version.
The Game Boy. Yeah, did you ever see those videos? Those were kind of cool.
Which videos?
Garfield Game Boy or whatever, and Garfield stalking John through the house.
Oh! I did see something like that. Yeah, where somebody, because they were discussing it on like Reddit, and then they somebody posted like their version of what it would look like if it was on the Game Boy or something. And I think I saw something like that.
Yeah, that was fucking cool.
That was awesome. Yeah, people have too much talent to be spending on weird shit like that. I feel like.
I know these people have a lot of talent, but then they're like, that's one of my problems is that people with talent aren't able to sell it very well. Like, so for the RPG Maker community in particular, there were all these guys who would constantly make like widgets, I guess, or they would give you like code for MV and all the RPG makers that Scrubs and Hacks use, and they would do it for free, and then people would be like, I need more support for your thing isn't working. I need more. Can you do something where it does this? And it's like, why the fuck would you ever make free shit for these drooling idiots? I would never, ever create free utilities for anyone, because then you have a bunch of fucking idiots hitting you up constantly like, your code doesn't work. It doesn't work. Meanwhile, you're using it wrong. So what ended up happening is these people got like harassed off the internet, and then when they put a paywall in front of some of their stuff, people were like, oh, that's fucking shitty. What's wrong with you? Why won't you just supply me things for free? And it's like, oh man, I hope your parents just kick you out of the house. You need to go.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if that happened. Freeloaders and choosy beggars. That's the name. Yeah. Those people are the worst because like they don't have any humility and can't they don't have self-awareness. That kills me, dude.
Then they never release anything. They just say, look at this. It's retro inspired, which means it looks blurry.
Yeah, dude. Sometimes like those, people make some good, sprite based work and some
Yeah,
good RPG shit.
like me.
Yes, no, for real. Like folks at home, he made a great sprite. I showed it the last time, didn't I? I think I showed you
Yeah,
on
I've
screen.
actually been working on more. I'm pretty comfortable with my abilities at this point. I'm very happy with it. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, there's other people that will sit there. They're using that as a crutch because they don't have the ability to like do anything else, and they think that I could just be lazy and just use like old graphic styles limitation to compensate for my inability to be able to actually make artwork or do whatever it is. And it's like
Yes,
they don't even work within like
that's
it
my
doesn't
biggest
look
pet
good.
peeve. That
Yeah.
yeah, that's the biggest one. Like if you're making a grass tile, obviously it would look better if you add some detail instead of just like a green square. But when there's like 32 different versions of green within that tile, guess what? You're working way outside any limitations. And now it just looks bad. And it's like, why don't you just make a nice 2D game then? Why are you
Yeah.
insisting it's like retro or whatever when it's, first of all, it's not. Secondly, it looks bad. And then third, it wouldn't qualify anyway. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
and because I remember I had the same issue a while back with like because I used to play, God, I sound like I'm
Also,
obsessed with
size.
Minecraft. I used to get like these texture packs from Minecraft, and it would be such a hassle because I would look through like hundreds of them because they're all like half of them were all just shit, just
Yeah,
absolute shit. And when you actually like use them in the game, like they thought it looked good, just like on its own, like the block by itself. But then like when you play Minecraft, it's a
when
whole
you tile it
world.
out,
Yeah,
yeah, and it stretches, it doesn't look good.
yeah. So like the way it looks is awful. But like if you just have the block by itself, then they're like, oh well, it looks good to me right here. And I'm like, dude, like I don't know what's wrong with you, but like your whole thing is you just wanted to change the textures here of a fucking block and you failed.
It looks
Like
worse than it did before. Yeah, it's like
there's 16 by 16. Like that's the
that's not big.
yeah. It's
That's pretty easy to work with, dude. Like,
it's
if you can't make a 16 by 16 space look good, then just don't try.
I mean, like the original is just like it's a programmer art. Like that's what
Yeah,
Minecraft is. So like the fact that there are people that are like, well, I'll take a whack at it, and then they're doing worse than programming art because like Notch or whatever his name was, that retard, he couldn't do any
yeah,
artwork, and like his shit's still in the game that he made for the most part. Like
yeah,
that's the stuff he originally put in there. And then there's like people that are like, I'll make a texture back to make it look more medieval, and it just looks like straight garbage. Like some child put it together.
yeah.
Do you know me? I force people to buy Minecraft and play it
Yeah, I
against their
know.
will. So
That's abuser tactic number one. You're gonna buy Minecraft. You're gonna build me a fucking cabin. And you're gonna love it. You're gonna use these ugly textures. You're gonna use the worst textures I can find.
oh fuck. But yeah, like there's a lot of games on the PlayStation that okay, have you ever played that I guess this is a gaming episode. Have you ever
Yeah,
played that
that's the gaming episode.
Did you play what's it called? Suikoden? Suikoden 2?
Suikoden?
Sakuden?
Suikoden?
The
No, it sounds Japanese though.
oh man, you haven't heard of it.
I've seen the name, but I've like never played it, and I don't know what it is.
Dude, people talk about it all the time as if it's like the greatest game ever made.
Let me look it up. Let's get an immediate review going just by me glancing at the Google image.
Yeah,
I hate the art on the cover right away.
oh,
I don't
condemnation already.
I don't like this anime look. Graphics, it's got like an isometric thing. That's kind of cool.
It's got a weird battle system, and I never played this game. But like I think Square Enix made it.
Squeenix, as we call it in the
Or
industry.
yeah, I guess back then they were SquareSoft, but that is a weird. I'm looking at the
Yeah,
I'm looking at the battle system right now, and it does have a weird perspective. This would be a. I feel like games during this era is a perfect minefield to go through. Just like
yeah.
if we ever do go through with whatever idea I had before, something like this would be a cool thing to go down, like that we both haven't played. And then, anyway, I'm not going down that field. Marbles, please change the subject.
All right, let's change the subject. Suikoden 2. What do you think of that?
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm like so behind on internet stuff because I'm having a real life this for a while now. So let's think if there's any good stories that we forgot. Let's brainstorm really quick.
Stories of our internet past, or stories?
I don't know. Stories of real life, as long as we control our power levels. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I'm pretty sure I told the story of the girl that the dating experience I had with that one chick that was like really weird. That asked me to call her the N-word. I said that right.
I got a subject now.
There we go. Thank you.
Good.
Let's move away from what I just said.
Okay, you on a date and you's trying to find a bitch. It be the first date, right? So what is your least favorite thing that could possibly happen? That isn't like I don't know, it could be whatever related, but like what's your least favorite thing or aspect or something that you have to put up with on a first date of a hopeful?
Oh, gosh.
I got mine, and if you need time I can just explain mine.
That this is very vain. I'm sorry, but like if a bitch is too tall, or a bitch is like, if a bitch is too round, like she's too fat, like listen, Flex don't mind like a little bit of comfort eating, or like a little bit of a little room to grow. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you up here and you stacked like a goddamn linebacker, I'm sorry, man, but I just can't do that.
I'm trying to compete with you for food like we're in the wild. Eating off my plate, drinking my water.
It's the audacity, really. The audacity. Because, like, I could pull... Well, listen here, because, like, I could pull in some, like, bad bitches sometimes, and then, like, the tall, fat bitches will be like, I'll go and, like, go on a date or whatever, and I'll be like, okay, well, you're not like what you look like on the thing, but whatever, I'll still continue this date. And then they'll be the ones that'll be like, I'm wasting their time or something. I'm like, excuse me, bitch. I didn't misrepresent myself.
What the fuck are you talking about, Charity Case?
Yeah. That's the most annoying thing to me.
Okay. I got one then. Mine is anytime they are insistent that you see their brother or their fucking whoever's talent, and it takes more than like 30 seconds to do that. I also have a huge problem with wacky family members. I don't like your straight talking weed smoking grandma. That's fucking cringe. She should be in a wheelchair, pointed at the fucking television, silent. She can say hello to me. She can say goodbye to me. I don't want to fucking talk to her. All right? I'm not here for your grandma. I'm not here for your brother's horrible fucking metal band. I'm not here for any of that. I'm not here to hear about your brother's time in the Marines and how he can make a fucking knife out of a cigarette filter, which he still didn't demonstrate, even though I kept asking. But he can do it. Yeah, that's what I hate. I hate being surrounded with objects that only get in the way of a goal. That's my thing.
And the goal is the pussy.
Yeah, my goal is literally to, and when I was dating, I was like very straightforward of like, okay, I don't want a relationship, but I want what I want and I want to leave. And that's going to be the end of it. And I don't have more than 2 weeks to do this, which means I can't spend time grinding away at your fucking affection by listening to your brother go, and the song is fucking 12 minutes long. Wrap it up. You're never going to make it. The song is too long. Shit sucks. Your grandma's wearing fucking goggles like an RPG character. Like, I hate it. I loathe every second of that.
Dude, yeah, I hate when, like, they force you and they talk about, like, you need to meet my friend, or they bring their friend.
I don't need to meet your fucking friend. I don't.
Yeah, they bring their friend to the first date, and it's like, first off, I do, for anybody listening or watching, I understand that women may feel a little bit uncomfortable, right?
We're meeting at a steakhouse. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, like I purposefully choose a very public place where it's very safe and I am not a fucking weirdo. Okay. Yeah. And I'm also in a situation where I could be possibly vulnerable to whatever happens. I mean, this may be some crazy bitch. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to have your fucking friend there, right? And then, like, I'm not going to invite my friend, and it's just going to be, like, you and your friend, and y'all are both talking, and I have to, like, interject or get myself into the conversation and like impress your friend to gain your approval. Fuck that shit. No, fuck you, bitch. I don't care about your friend. Like, the first date and first meeting should be like, do I care about you enough or do I like you enough to even move forward with this?
Yeah.
Not, I gotta prove myself to. No, bitch. Stop that shit.
Yeah. That's the other thing too. And my problem is that okay, so I can't recall the last time I like went on a first date and someone brought a friend and I didn't just like not go. Like that's generally what my strategy was. Is like, okay, well if you're gonna bring, your brother or something weird like that, then I'm just not gonna go. Like I'll literally just meet someone else. But at that point too, what I've always noticed, at least in these situations, is the person that they're like add-on or whatever is always like quirky or whatever. Like they're just fucking annoying. Yeah. And then you have to figure out the sense of humor of two different people, and it's like, okay, like I'm fucking improvising here to try and be funny, and now I have to worry about what mental case number 1 and mental case number 2 both think, and it's like, why?
Yeah. Yeah,
it can't just be one. And we can meet at a fucking parade for all I care. There's gonna be a lot of people. I just don't want to meet any of your fucking add-ons or family members on the first date, please.
Well, that's the thing, is because like the people that do that, it's not the people that are like uncomfortable about their safety. It's the people that are like degenerate, like sociopaths that can't form a coherent conversation with the person across from them. So they have to deal with the person that they've known for 14 plus years, because that's the only person that'll deal with them. Because there's always the psychopaths and like the fucking weird ass girls that do that shit, right? Because they're the ones like talking to each other the whole time, and then their friend is the one that like makes things awkward and says the weird thing or acts weird or aggressive to you. Like the person that's like trying to meet this girl, and yet I'm having to deal with her friend over here that's acting like either weirdly aggressive or like weird during this conversation. It's like, I don't know you. Like, what the fuck are you even here for? I forgot about that, but that was the worst thing I had to deal with, and I did like just ghost people because of that shit.
Yeah, that's a big one. I'm trying to think of anything else I can think of. So, okay, I don't like when this was common as a teenager. A lot of girls, they like to just put you in a car and just like drive around and get high. And it's like, this is the most boring fucking torment I've ever sat through. I'm going, I'll run into the Wendy's and get us some food. And then I got my dick sucked under a ghetto with no street lights. Like, awful. I hate car stuff. I don't want to be in a car for longer than I need to be. I'm not a dog.
That's a little bit different from my upbringing. I know you were in the city, I guess. You're a city slicker.
It was stupid. Is what it was.
Well, us in the country. Us going out for a drive. It's us on the back roads where nobody's at.
Up on the tractor. Get in the haystack.
Let's go ahead and mosey down at the haystack at the back of the barn, girl. Come on now.
We cranked our runabout car and then let it push it down a hill.
Dude, I actually got busy in a car one time with this girl in like this like the middle of nowhere in this field with like tall grass, like that was the size of the car. So like, and like this was kind of a known place to do that at.
Yeah.
And like we're about to get going, get our thing going, and fucking car rolls up, right? Fucking car, this big ass like SUV or something, headlights straight on our ass, right? Comes up and like fucking like blows up our spot, and they get like this horn or whatever. They're like, "You need to leave now." And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I can't like fucking peace out here. Like, when you're a teenager, like there's no place you can really go, like, because you don't have a house, apartment, or whatever. all you got is your car, and like you gotta find a place to like do that at. And then these people are like blowing it up. No, you can't have your sex out here, teenagers. Go do it somewhere else, damn it.
Oh, that reminds me, the car thing. So I've only actually messed around in a car once, and I remember I think 19 or 20. Like I was past teen. I was a young spry man. Nothing could hurt me. I remember I had the worst back pain I've ever had in my life the next day because it was the back of my truck, which has like room, but sort of like you're kind of leaning, kind of not.
I
And
would
then on
have
top,
never imagined marbles with a truck.
I'm actually a truck person. uh, not particularly large or anything. But anyway, it was in a bowling alley. And, well, it wasn't in a bowling alley, but it was a bowling alley parking lot. And it was really late. It was like 2 a.m. or something like that. And I had tinted windows, so I figured it wouldn't be a big deal. Didn't enjoy myself once. I was nervous the whole time. I was very worried that someone would just wander up to the car because at that time of night, there's a lot of drug addicts and people walking around just like, hey, bro, you good? Like, do not restart my computer now. People could just come up or whatever, and then I remember because I said that I was like, going to be disembarking to start my new life and my new career, and the girl, this was, I believe, the first date, was like, "Don't leave. You got to stay here. We can have kids. We can have a family." Anyway,
God.
she ended up killing herself. I just found out she ended up killing herself
Whoa.
in 2016. So, thank you, Donald Trump.
Jesus Christ.
You killed the crazy bitch.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if it was suicide or not because I can't find a cause of death, but she's a very nice memorial.
Dude, it is pretty sad when like people that you knew from like high school and you haven't like kept touch with, and like you just search them up. Like this is the worst thing. Like there'll be people that are like, man, I wonder what that person is doing, and like I had them added on Facebook or something. I'm like, I haven't seen anything from them. Like, did they just block me or not add me or what happened? And I go to their page and I find out that like they passed away and like stuff on their wall is like stuff from their family and stuff. I was like, God damn.
First of all, it's damn bitch.
Damn, stop dying, bitches.
You don't live like this.
God. But like that's the worst thing in the world. It's just like, damn, I should have kept in touch with them or something. Cause like,
oh no, I'm glad I stopped talking to them. They sound like a fucking basket case. I remember I checked her Facebook because I was like, well, is she? I wonder what her last words were, and they were just like cursing and being fucking mad and bipolar, and it's like figures.
She died as she lived, as a bitch.
Posted a stupid band and then died.
Oh God, that's terrible.
Either, I don't know, emo band, whatever.
Listen, emo bands were the shit back in the early 2000s. Hey, even I was on that shit.
Were you?
Well, I don't know if they were emo bands. I don't know. I guess the most emo band was probably like, I did listen to a couple of Hawthorne Heights songs. I had their first CD. And I listened to Fall Out Boys and Panic at the Disco. Is
Avenged Sevenfold emo?
That's like a goth or emo band, I guess you could say. I would say that.
When they come on the radio, I don't change it. I'll say that much.
They're what was that song? Backcountry or something? Yeah, I remember that one. That was the they're like the the new age metal, I guess, or like metal rock style. During that time, that was just listen. Rock is the weirdest thing to try and categorize. Do you even know like what a new rock song is right now? Because I have no clue.
I can't define any of this shit half the time. I'm just like, it's good or it's bad. I'm not comfortable with saying this is metal or this is whatever. Like, there's also about 175 categories of rock.
Yeah, so rock, you need to get your shit together, okay? Listen, this is getting out of hand.
You cannot all have your own category.
I can't go from like Pink Floyd to fucking Metal Death to Kiss to Avenged Sevenfold to Fall Out Boys, and all of these are under the umbrella of rock. Linkin Park.
More categories.
Yeah, like wait, okay. So Limp Bizkit. How are we categorizing them?
They go with Papa Roach into the garbage.
There we go.
They're not going to be played in this household.
It's gonna be my way. Dude, that song was fucking all over the wrestling scene. They used to play that all the promos. But yeah, rock is for degenerates now, I guess.
I know. Well, I mean, yeah, probably. I just feel
You
like
can't defend anything. You don't even listen to music.
that doesn't mean I won't try for the sake of this show.
Wait, didn't you try Danny Brown one time? You tried to listen to him?
Oh, I like Danny Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I kind of like him too. He's very interesting and has he's a funny guy. He's kind of like Mac Miller. He's got some real clever lines that he does.
Yeah, I know people really like the Atrocity Exhibitor. That was kind of suggested, but I never got through that all the way. But I will still go back to the Triple X album. That's like my favorite Danny Brown.
Is that the one where it's like the album art is like a tongue that's out or something like that?
I think it's all about his drugs and like his life, and it's really fucking good. And it's also very good narratively, I think.
I remember one line. I was like, I was cracking up, and he says something like, "Yeah, my dick will touch the floor when I'm sitting down on the floor," or something like that. And I was like, "What the fuck?" Because it's like it's juxtaposed, like it's supposed to be like I got a big dick, but then he's like, "But I'm sitting down on the floor, so not really." It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it touches the floor when I'm against the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
When I lay on my stomach, it touches the floor. That's how big it is.
Well, that dude's funny as hell. Like I really like him, but I haven't listened to much from him, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but like I said, I'm just bad with music. I just have no commitment ability. I'm not a good fan of any songs.
You know, what about Rick Ross? Are you a big Rick Ross guy?
No, I don't even know. Like, I feel like if I heard Rick Ross, like, I don't fucking know.
I mean, you got a goddamn coat that looks like it was made for Rick Ross over there, you know? I mean,
that's because I'm a wigger, not an actual fan. I'm trying to sympathize with my Chinese counterparts.
Yeah. Don't say that too loud. The Chinese will get you.
But yeah, I mean, admittedly I like some of the fashion, but I know nothing of the culture. I'm a colonizer through and through.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Is that not the best way to live, my brothers? Fellow white brothers?
Can I get a hell yeah from the Wiggers in the house?
Or a heck yeah if your moms are around.
Oh shit, it's past the hour. Alright, it's at the hour mark. What are we currently at right now?
What are we current at? We're currently about to play ourselves off. We're going to thank everyone for tuning in to episode 11, the gaming episode.
The gaming episode, the 1 hour special that's actually a 1 hour special this time.
The actual 1 hour typical is what we're going to call that. This is the 1 hour typical. Thank you, everyone. Leave in the comments if there's any games in particular you want us to take a look at.
And also, oh fuck, I don't have it here. Where's the fucking thing? I need to pull up the song.
Where's the song?
The song.
Where's the song?
Shit. Fuck. Our friend made it. What's his name again?
Galactic Burger.
Galactic Burger.
Yes.
Our good friend Galactic Burger.
Just lost the tape.
That made this beautiful stuff for us. And I'll eventually find it here. My social security. Oh.
We got it?
Okay, I got it here. 3, 2, 1.
In that shell of rotten wood, in a dirty dive on Sinner's Road. Beyond the
Beautiful. All right, I'm cutting it at 30 seconds.
I think they get the point.
All right, thank you all for coming out, and stay tuned for next week. I think we'll do another episode. God bless.